We know that it's not only Black people who are marginalized and who struggle with the results of false and incomplete perceptions. People from all the communities of color and indigenous communities suffer as a result of misperception. Unfortunately, this is not new, but as we all know, it has escalated since the presidential election. Haters and hate groups have been given the green light to rain violence down on us at will. Blacks are being gunned down by police officers more than before, and they're getting away with it. Muslims and Arab Americans are being attacked and their mosques are being bombed. Latinos are being deported on a larger scale than ever before. I could go on and on about the many ways that we are under attack, even here in Minnesota, which in August was named the second worst state for racial inequality in the nation by the finance and business news publication 24/7 Wall Street. So we in the communities of color are now more than ever faced with the need to be courageous, to find ways to find courage, and to help those we love to be courageous as well.
When I was thinking about courage, it reminded me of being at Cretan-Durham Hall in high school and learning a lot about my Chicano and Mexicano history for the first time. The first person that comes to mind immediately is Emiliano Zapata. For those of you who don't know him, he was one of the revolutionary leaders during the Mexican Revolution, and he just reeks of like puro, masculine, macho, courageousness, right? Smells like gunpowder, has this beautiful mustache, the weapons, the hat, rides a horse. Him and Pancho Villa are taking over, and there's this really famous saying that he is quoted, saying, "I'd rather die standing than live my life on my knees." And this saying has been taken up by many different social movements, many different populations over the course of history. And I remember being very militant and being like, yes, I have to speak out always.
It is about speaking up against tyranny, injustice, not being afraid to be my authentic self, to be able to go on every day despite everything that tries to tell you not to.
Saying no to what is not suitable to you. And that can be even harder, especially when people, as has been talked about, come with preconceptions about who you are and what you should be doing or how you should behave or what you're capable of.
Courage is flexibility, refusing to stand in the dogmatic, dangerous position of certainty.
Sometimes we don't have a choice to be courageous, and sometimes it's just a matter of surviving every day.
Survival in the face of genocidal forces, in the face of injustice, in the face of neglect, in the face of ridicule.
Courage is not just about fearlessness, but it's about really embracing the whole of yourself, the vulnerable parts of yourself.
When we think about this saying, though, they, try to bury us, they didn't know we were seeds. For me, what this teaches me is that we can't always be like Emiliano Zapata, but we also have to think about how do we have courageous courage that's collective, and how do we have courage that sometimes is so small as a seedling that other people might not recognize it, but we are growing something for the future. And so for me, when the reason I wanted to share these two kind of sayings from my tradition together is that I think we need both at different times, at different moments, that they're in a dance together. And if we only are in one side or the other, we'll always be off tempo.
Sometimes in the context of risk, I think courage is saying yes to a calling. When you know what needs to be done, when you know what you're being asked to do, when you know what's required.